Hello friends, in this episode, we're exploring the 6 most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare Roosevelt dimes that have taken the numismatic world by storm. The truth is that some of them carry extraordinary value, reaching prices that can surprise even experienced collectors. Each of these Roosevelt dimes represents a fascinating blend of history, artistry, and rarity that continues to captivate enthusiasts across the country. Let's get started. First up, we're going to explore the most valuable and ultra-rare, the 1979 Roosevelt dime, with the Denver D Mint mark, has gained remarkable attention among collectors because of the surprising value it can reach when found in exceptional condition or paired with a rare variety. Even though it began as an ordinary circulation coin, high-grade and error examples have pushed into the premium category, with top-tier pieces selling for thousands of dollars. This unexpected rise in value has turned the 1979 D into a prized treasure for enthusiasts who specialize in modern United States coinage. Its blend of rarity, condition sensitivity, and growing market demand continues to captivate collectors who recognize how difficult it is to locate a flawless example from a year where most coins were heavily circulated. For many, the hunt for a top-quality 1979 D dime has become one of the most exciting pursuits in the Roosevelt series. Understanding the 1979 D Roosevelt dime begins with its historical setting. By the mid-1990s, the Denver Mint was a high-output production facility, striking millions of coins daily to support the nation's economic needs. Yet despite the immense volume, the Roosevelt dime still carried its long-standing purpose of honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, whose leadership during the Great Depression and World War II made him a defining figure in American history. The 1979 D issue stands as part of the continuous tribute that began in 1946, and each surviving example serves as a tangible connection to that legacy. This coin also represents a moment when modern minting technology was improving, but not yet perfect, creating opportunities for subtle varieties and errors that unique coin specialists love to examine. What truly elevates the 1979 D dime is the enduring strength of its design. The obverse displays John R. Sinek's timeless portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, complete with the designer's initials near the neckline. The reverse features the olive branch, torch, and oak branch, a trio symbolizing peace, liberty, and strength. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin measures 17.9 millimeters and weighs 2.27 grams. The D Mint mark is clearly positioned on the obverse, and collectors pay attention to strike quality, surface clarity, and die characteristics. Some examples show stronger detail, cleaner rims, and brighter luster, making them visually appealing in high-grade condition. These small distinctions often separate ordinary pieces from high-value ones, especially when authenticated and certified. Rarity plays a central role in the value of the 1979 D Roosevelt dime. While the mintage numbers were high, the challenge is in finding coins that survived without major wear, scratches, discoloration, or loss of detail. Most circulated examples show heavy signs of use, making pristine survivors difficult to locate, even in rolls or bulk collections. Error varieties such as die cracks, off-center strikes, and minor doubling further enhance desirability, as these unexpected features transform a common coin into a scarce collectible. The market for the 1979 D dime has shown consistent appreciation, especially as more collectors enter the modern coin registry competition. In top-grade uncirculated condition, or when paired with a desirable mint error, the coin can fall into a realistic value range of about $1,000 to $8,000 depending on rarity, strike, and eye appeal. Coins certified by professional grading services with exceptional detail and surfaces command the highest prices, especially when they approach the top of the grading scale. Visual appeal, originality, and luster remain major factors in price movement, and high-end examples often spark competitive bidding at auctions. This upward trend reflects a broader shift in numismatics toward appreciating modern issues that once went unnoticed. Collectors who hope to secure a strong example of the 1979 D Roosevelt dime should approach the search with patience and a focus on quality. Certified coins from trusted grading services offer the most reliable path to securing an authentic, accurately graded piece. The continued appeal of the 1979 D Roosevelt dime lies in how naturally it combines historical resonance, artistic design, and rarity potential. Whether found in circulation or obtained through a specialized collection, each example reflects the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt, while showcasing the evolution of modern United States minting practices. Its distinctive place within the Roosevelt series has made it a favorite among collectors looking for modern treasures with long-term value. The 1979 D. Roosevelt dime stands as a rewarding addition for collectors who appreciate coins that offer both historical meaning and strong investment potential. Its blend of scarcity in high-grade condition, classic design elements, and growing market demand ensures its continued rise in popularity within the numismatic community. As more enthusiasts recognize the significance of modern high-grade coins, the 1979 D will remain a key target for serious collectors. Its lasting value and deep connection to American history make it a coin worth pursuing and preserving for generations. And secondly, we're diving into one of the most surprising modern treasures hiding in American pocket change. The ultra-rare and unexpectedly valuable 1966 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark. Most people see this coin as just another ordinary dime from a common year, but collectors know that certain high-grade survivors from 1966 have sold for serious money, sometimes reaching well into the four-figure range. The value of this coin doesn't come from silver content or a dramatic minting error, but from the sheer difficulty of finding a flawless example from a year when the United States Mint was producing coins rapidly and with little attention to detail. In this video, we're going to unpack exactly why the 1966 Roosevelt dime has become one of the most desirable coins from the clad era, what makes it worth so much in top condition, and why this seemingly simple dime continues to capture the attention of collectors and investors across the country. The 1966 Roosevelt dime is collectible because it represents a very challenging point in the series where high-quality coins are incredibly scarce. Even though millions were produced, most examples were weakly struck, heavily bag-marked, or quickly released into circulation, making pristine pieces extremely hard to find today. Collectors prize this coin specifically because it belongs to the early clad era, when the mint was struggling to perfect the new copper-nickel composition. The Roosevelt dime series is full of common dates, but the 1966 issue has become notable because so few high-end specimens exist. When you combine its historical position, its unusual condition rarity, and its absence of a mint mark during this transitional period, you get a coin that collectors chase with real enthusiasm. This is a coin where grade becomes everything, and even slight improvements in condition can increase its value dramatically, which is exactly why demand for the cleanest examples remains high. To understand the true importance of the 1966 dime, it helps to look at the events shaping the mint during that period. Just 1 year earlier, the Coinage Act of 1965 ended the use of silver in dimes and quarters, replacing it with the copper-nickel clad alloy we still use today. Because of the public's panic over circulating coins, the mint faced enormous pressure to strike as many coins as possible at maximum speed. Quality control was not a priority. Dies were used far beyond their intended lifespan, presses ran non-stop, and mint marks were removed for the years 1965, 1966, and 1967 to prevent collectors from hoarding new releases. Every 1966 dime therefore carries no mint mark, even though they were mainly struck in Philadelphia. The result is a coinage environment where strikes are inconsistent, surfaces show heavy abrasion, and the number of well-preserved coins is extremely small. The obverse of the 1966 Roosevelt dime features the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, created by designer John R. Sinek. The details to look for on this coin include sharp definition in Roosevelt's hair, a smooth cheek without contact marks, and clean lettering around the rim. These features are often weak or blurred on 1966 examples, so a sharply struck coin immediately stands out. On the reverse, the torch in the center should show crisp vertical lines and well-defined bands, with the olive and oak branches on both sides displaying separate leaves and strong edges. But because of the mint's heavy production that year, many coins lack this level of detail. Even though hundreds of millions of 1966 dimes were minted, the true rarity lies in the extremely small number of high-grade survivors. Most coins from this year were used in everyday circulation for decades. They sat in pockets, cash registers, and coin bags, picking up scratches, dulling their luster, and wearing down their details. Even coins that never circulated were often stored in bags that caused heavy contact marks. For this reason, finding a coin that grades MS66 or MS67 is extremely difficult. Collectors and grading services consistently report that upper-tier examples from 1966 are among the toughest clad Roosevelt dimes to locate with full, clean surfaces. Among Roosevelt dimes, the 1966 no mint mark issue has built a strong reputation as one of the key conditional rarities. Modern coin enthusiasts and registry set collectors compete fiercely to obtain the highest graded examples because they know how rare these coins truly are. The Roosevelt series may appear simple, but building a top-ranking set requires finding the toughest dates in the best possible grades, and the 1966 dime is near the top of that list. Its combination of historical context, weak production quality, and extreme difficulty in surviving in high grade has pushed its desirability far beyond many earlier dates. Now let's talk about what this dime is actually worth in today's market. A circulated 1966 Roosevelt dime is generally worth face value, but the value jumps quickly once you move into mint state. An MS63 example typically sells for around $1,000 to $2,500. An MS65 can bring $3,000 to $6,000. When you reach MS66, the value climbs sharply to the $1,500 to $1,500 range. The true demand is in MS67, where prices often reach $8,000, $11,000, or even more depending on the coin's visual quality. The finest known pieces in MS67 Plus or MS68, when they appear at auction, can exceed several $1,000s. These numbers are driven by grading scarcity, collector competition, and the increasing recognition that early clad-era conditional rarities are far more elusive than most people realize. If you're hoping to find a valuable 1966 dime, focus on quality above everything else. Look for coins with bright original luster, sharp torch lines, and clean surfaces with minimal marks. Pay special attention to Roosevelt's cheek, which often shows heavy contact marks, and the torch on the reverse, which reveals whether the strike is strong or weak. The 1966 Roosevelt dime may not contain silver, but its value comes from something far more interesting. The story of a chaotic minting era and the rare survival of high-grade examples that few people expected to exist. It's a reminder that even modern-era coins can carry impressive value when rarity and condition line up. And if you think this coin is surprising, stay tuned, because the next coin in our series might be even more valuable than this one. And thirdly, we're talking about the 1967 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after pieces in modern American numismatics, captivating enthusiasts with its enigmatic nature and commanding extraordinary premiums in the marketplace. This coin's appeal lies not in its age, but in a compelling mint era that has transformed a common piece of pocket change into a prized treasure among sharp-eyed collectors. The excitement surrounding this dime stems from a fundamental understanding of U.S. minting practices. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1967 were supposed to carry no mint mark, while those from Denver bore a D. The discovery of dimes dated 1967 lacking any mint mark, yet possessing the unmistakable characteristics of Denver mint production, has created a legendary variety that continues to drive intense market demand and spirited conversation within the collecting community. Historically, the year 1967 sits within a period of significant transition and challenge for the United States Mint. The nation was in the throes of the great coin shortage of the mid-1960s, driven by the rising price of silver and the public's tendency to hoard silver coinage. In response, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1965, which eliminated silver from the dime and quarter, changing them to a copper-nickel clad composition. The years 1965 to 1967 were also marked by a minting directive to omit mint marks from all coins, an attempt to discourage collectors from pulling new coinage from circulation and thereby exacerbating the shortage. This directive was followed at Philadelphia, but the Denver Mint, in a now famous breach of protocol, began applying its D-mint mark to dimes partway through 1967. This creates the extraordinary historical context for the rare 1967 no-mint mark dime. It is a coin struck at the Denver Mint on a blank planchet intended for Philadelphia, using obverse dies that lack the D punch, making it a striking and historically significant mint error from a unique regulatory period. The unique features of this dime begin with its outward appearance, which at a glance is identical to the common Philadelphia issue. The obverse features the left-facing profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design by John R. Sinek that had been in use since 1946. The reverse showcases a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolic of liberty, peace, and strength. The coin measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter and has a weight of 2.27 grams, conforming to the copper-nickel-clad standard established in 1965. What sets the valuable variety apart are not artistic elements, but subtle manufacturing clues. Numismatic experts have identified specific, consistent die markers, such as a distinctive spike on Roosevelt's cheek or peculiarities in the lettering, that definitively link these no-mint mark specimens to dies used at the Denver Mint. This detective work confirms their origin, transforming an otherwise ordinary-looking coin into a numismatic celebrity. The rarity of the 1967 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime from the Denver Mint is profound, born entirely from a minting error of limited scope. While total mintage for 1967 dimes was in the hundreds of millions, the number of coins struck from the specific, erroneous dies before the D mint mark was properly applied is estimated to be extraordinarily low, likely in the mere thousands or even fewer that survived in collectible condition. This scarcity is the primary driver of its immense value. Condition is absolutely paramount, as with all modern rarities. The vast majority of these coins entered circulation and were worn down. Consequently, finding an example in pristine, uncirculated condition is the central challenge for collectors. Specimens that have never been handled, retaining their full original luster and sharp strike, represent the pinnacle of this variety and command the highest prices, as they are the physical evidence of a fleeting minting anomaly preserved in time. The market value for a genuine 1967 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime attributed to the Denver Mint reflects its legendary status and extreme scarcity. For a well-worn, circulated example, values can begin in the hundreds of dollars, a staggering sum for a clad dime. However, the financial conversation truly ignites when discussing examples in mint state condition. A certified specimen in grades such as MS 65 can easily command prices between $1,000 and $2,500. As the grade climbs towards the pinnacle of preservation, such as MS 67 or higher, the market value escalates dramatically, with auction records and private sales reaching into the range of $5,000 to $8,000 and beyond for the finest known examples. This price structure underscores the powerful combination of rarity and condition, where superior preservation multiplies the coin's worth exponentially, making it a blue chip holding in any advanced collection of modern American coinage. For collectors aspiring to add this numismatic landmark to their collection, a cautious and informed approach is non-negotiable. The first and most critical step is authentication and grading by a top-tier service, such as PCGS or NGC. These organizations have certified the genuine Denver Mint specimens and can differentiate them from a common Philadelphia coin. Purchasing a raw, uncertified coin poses a significant risk, as its authenticity and condition are unverifiable. Collectors should prioritize buying already certified coins from reputable dealers or major auction houses, where provenance and authenticity are guaranteed. Proper stewardship of such a valuable piece is essential once acquired. The coin should remain securely in its sonically sealed, tamper-evident grading holder, which protects it from environmental damage and physical handling. These holders should be stored in a stable, climate-controlled environment, away from direct sunlight and extreme humidity. Physical handling of the coin itself must be avoided entirely. Even the oils from skin contact can subtly damage the surfaces over time. The 1967 Roosevelt dime, without a mint mark from the Denver Mint, is far more than a simple 10-cent piece. It is a captivating chapter in the story of American coin production, a tangible error from a moment of national coinage crisis. It represents a perfect storm of historical circumstance, minting oversight, and numismatic detective work. Its value is sustained not by precious metal content, but by its documented rarity, its condition-sensitive desirability, and its compelling backstory. This dime stands as a powerful reminder that great treasures can still be discovered in the modern era, offering a thrilling blend of history, mystery, and substantial value that continues to captivate numismatists worldwide. And fourthly, we're diving into one of the most perplexing and valuable modern coins ever to slip out of the United States Mint, the 1970 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime. It's a coin that shouldn't exist, a true ghost of the minting process, and one that commands prices that will absolutely astonish you. We're talking about a dime that can be worth over $250,000. Let's unpack the entire story of this legendary era. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946, a straightforward and widely collected series, but the 1970 no-mint mark is its ultimate prize. Its collectability stems entirely from a monumental minting error. In 1970, dimes were supposed to be struck only at the Denver and San Francisco mints, bearing their respective D and S mint marks. The Philadelphia Mint was not authorized to strike dimes for circulation that year, as it was focused on producing proof sets and, crucially, mint sets that contained specially struck coins. Somehow, a handful of dimes were struck on planchets intended for these 1970 mint sets using Philadelphia Mint dies, which carried no mint mark, and they escaped into circulation. This created a coin that is officially unrecognized in the Mint's records, a true accidental issue that is the holy grail for Roosevelt dime specialists. To understand the context, you need to look at the minting landscape of 1968 through 1970. In 1968, mint marks were moved from the reverse to the obverse of dimes, quarters, and half dollars, and the San Francisco Mint began striking circulation coins again. By 1970, production of circulation dimes was concentrated at Denver, with over 750 million struck. San Francisco struck only about 2.6 million circulation dimes. Philadelphia, however, did not strike any for circulation. Its output was proof coins and the special mint sets of uncirculated coins, which also carried no mint mark. The error dimes are believed to be the result of a few planchets from the special mint set production getting struck by regular circulation obverse dies, and then being mistakenly mixed with circulating coinage from another mint, a perfect storm of minting mishaps. The design itself is the standard John R. Cynic creation. The obverse features a left-facing profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1970. The critical feature is the complete absence of a mint mark to the right of the date, where a D or S should plainly be. The reverse depicts a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, with the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, and 1 dime. There are no design quirks or doubled dies. The coin's uniqueness is purely in its missing mint mark. For the untrained eye, it looks utterly ordinary, which makes its story all the more incredible. The rarity of this coin is almost mythical. It is estimated that only 2 genuine examples are known to exist in all the world. Both originated from circulation finds, meaning they were discovered by individuals sorting through ordinary dimes. One is certified and housed in a professional numismatic collection, while the other, reportedly found in Arizona, has been confirmed but remains in private hands. Their survival in any condition is a minor miracle, but the fact that both are in relatively high grades, considering they circulated, is astounding. They were not preserved in mint sets. They were spent, lost, and found, enduring wear and tear before their true identity was recognized. Within the Roosevelt dime series, which is often seen as an accessible collection for beginners, the 1970 no-mint mark stands apart like a giant. It is the series' key date, error, and rarest issue all rolled into one. Collector demand is universal. Every advanced dime collector and error specialist dreams of owning this coin. It stands out not for its age or historic design change, but for its sheer administrative enigma. It represents a breach in the mint's controlled process, a tangible piece of minting history that slipped through the cracks, making it a centerpiece that can define an entire collection. Now, let's talk about the number everyone wants to know, its current market value. Given its extreme rarity, public sales are infrequent, but the price realized when one of these dimes changes hands is monumental. In today's market, a genuine 1970 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime is valued in the range of $250,000 to $350,000 or more, depending on the specific grade and the fervor of the auction bidding. The last publicly known sale reached well into the 6 figures. To put it plainly, this is a coin worth more than a house in many parts of the country. It transcends face value by a factor of millions, and its worth is anchored in its unique status as one of the greatest modern U.S. mint errors. For collectors hoping to find one, the advice is both thrilling and sobering. You must focus on condition and authentication above all else. Counterfeits and altered coins exist, where mint marks have been removed from 1970 dimes. A genuine example will only be recognized and valued if it is certified by a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC. Where to look? Realistically, you would be searching a lifetime of circulated dime rolls, a monumental task, but both known examples were found that way. Examine every single 1970 dime for that missing mint mark. Pay attention to luster and wear. The known examples are in about uncirculated to mint state condition, showing minimal circulation. It is the ultimate numismatic needle in a haystack. In conclusion, the most valuable and expensive United States 1970 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime is a monument to mint-era rarity and modern numismatic legend. Its importance lies in its impossible story, its breathtaking value, and its powerful appeal to the detective in every collector. It proves that treasures of immense worth can still be hidden in plain sight, waiting for a sharp eye to discover them. For the new collector, it serves as an inspiring reminder of what's possible. For the seasoned specialist, it remains the ultimate prize, a coin that encapsulates the mystery and thrill of the hobby. This journey into the extraordinary world of rare dimes shows just how dramatic modern coinage can be. But our exploration of incredible mint errors is just beginning. In our next video, we will examine a coin that is equally mysterious and valuable, another issue that defies the mint's own records. We're talking about the legendary 1975 No-S proof dime, a coin with its own twisted tale of rarity and a price tag that also soars into the six figures. You won't want to miss that story, so make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. And now we're exploring the most valuable and ultra-rare, the 1990 Roosevelt dime with the Denver Mint mark stands out today as one of the most intriguing and unexpectedly valuable modern dimes in the entire series. A coin that has steadily risen in attention as collectors discover how rare pristine examples can be. What makes this particular dime so compelling is not just its age or its role in circulating currency, but the way it has developed a strong following among enthusiasts who recognize its scarcity in superb condition. The moment collectors learn that high-grade or unusual varieties from this year can command values between $1,000 and $8,000, depending on grade and rarity, it instantly becomes a piece worth looking into. Its growing market demand shows how a coin once dismissed as common pocket change has now transformed into a prized treasure for anyone who appreciates both rarity and hidden worth. Understanding the historical context behind the 1990 Roosevelt dime helps explain how it gained this reputation. Minted at the Denver Mint during a period when the United States was shifting deeper into modern coinage production, this dime represents a time when precision technology began replacing traditional techniques. Although billions of coins were produced across the country during that era, certain small-scale inconsistencies and limited-run varieties slipped through the cracks, creating pockets of unexpected rarity. The year 1990 also marked a transitional phase in American consumer culture, with the economy expanding and the demand for circulating coinage rising, making this dime a tangible connection to a rapidly changing national landscape. The design of the 1990 Roosevelt dime continues the classic artwork that defines the series, showcasing the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse. His profile is sharply defined when well preserved, giving the coin a clean and dignified appearance. The lettering, rim details, and placement of the D Mint mark all contribute to the charm that collectors look for when assessing condition. On the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch create a balanced and symbolic display representing liberty, peace, and strength. When this coin appears in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, the brilliance of the metal and crispness of the design make it visually striking, turning a small, everyday coin into something undeniably attractive. One of the reasons the 1990 D dime has become so desirable is its rarity in high-end condition. While the Denver Mint produced a large number of coins that year, the overwhelming majority circulated heavily, resulting in scratches, wear, and loss of luster. Finding an example that remains untouched, especially one that grades at the highest levels, is far more challenging than many collectors realize. Even more elusive are potential die-related anomalies or lightly struck varieties that only appear in isolated batches. These subtle distinctions can elevate a seemingly ordinary dime into a high-demand piece that seasoned collectors actively hunt for. Condition plays a major role in determining whether a 1990D Roosevelt dime holds any premium value. Coins preserved in uncirculated, fully lustrous, or sharply struck states tend to capture the attention of grading services, and once certified at top levels, their price can climb quickly. With values ranging realistically from $1,000 to $8,000 for exceptional examples, the market reflects the difficulty of securing specimens that meet strict grading criteria. Collectors often track auction results, and each strong sale reinforces the idea that top-tier pieces of modern coinage remain very hard to find. As the supply tightens, interest continues to build. Another factor driving value is the coin's appeal within the broader story of modern numismatics. Many collectors today appreciate coins that bridge the gap between traditional U.S. minting methods and the highly automated production used now. The 1990D dime sits right in that transition, making it a compelling representative of a moment when both old and new processes overlapped. This dual identity adds to its charm and makes it more than just another modern dime. It becomes a small but meaningful piece of American minting evolution. For collectors interested in pursuing the 1990D Roosevelt dime, a careful approach is essential. Prioritize certified coins from reputable grading services, especially those that demonstrate strong strikes, clean surfaces, and undisturbed luster. Raw coins can also be rewarding finds, but they require a seasoned eye to spot subtle varieties or condition qualities that can influence value. Always study the coin closely under proper lighting and magnification, paying attention to details like rim strength, clarity of lettering, and the sharpness of Roosevelt's profile. It's also important to understand how market trends influence modern-era coin values. While older coins naturally rely on survival rates and historical rarity, the 1990D dime depends heavily on condition scarcity. Because only a small number of superb examples exist, even slight increases in collector interest can shift price ranges upward. Engaging in collector forums, attending coin shows, and keeping an eye on auction houses will help you stay ahead of these trends, ensuring that you recognize opportunities before the broader market reacts. Proper storage is crucial once a collector acquires a high-grade 1990D dime. These coins benefit from airtight holders or slabs, ideally stored in a stable environment free from humidity, oils, and temperature changes. Avoid handling the coin directly, even if it appears protected, because fingerprints can damage metal surfaces in ways that lower future value. Taking these precautions ensures that a valuable example remains in peak condition for years to come, preserving both its beauty and market potential. Another reason the 1990D Roosevelt dime continues to attract serious attention is the way it represents the modern collector's search for overlooked treasures hiding in plain sight. This coin proves that not every valuable piece has to come from centuries past or from famously low mintages. Sometimes value emerges from scarcity created by condition, precision, and survival rates rather than production counts alone. As more collectors turn their focus toward late 20th century coins, the 1990D dime has become a standout example of how a common-looking coin can evolve into a coveted prize when preserved in exceptional shape. Its rise reminds collectors to examine every detail, trust their instincts, and never ignore the potential sitting inside even the most ordinary pocket change. The 1990 Roosevelt dime with the Denver Mint mark has earned its place as a remarkable blend of rarity, artistry, and historical relevance. Its unexpected value, appealing design, and scarcity in high-grade conditions make it one of the most exciting modern dimes for collectors to pursue. As interest continues to grow and top examples remain limited, this coin stands out as a rewarding addition to any numismatic collection. For collectors who appreciate hidden gems within the Roosevelt series, the 1990D dime offers both lasting significance and genuine investment potential. And at the end, we're exploring the most valuable and expensive United States. The ultra-rare 1995 Denver Mint Roosevelt dime has become one of the most surprising and exciting discoveries in the entire world of United States coin collecting, and its value has exploded beyond anything collectors expected. While most people overlook this tiny 10-cent coin, a handful of ultra-rare 1995D specimens have stunned the market with unbelievable prices, proving that even a small, dirty dime can hide a massive fortune. Some of these rare varieties are now worth so much that they're being compared to million-dollar modern coins, turning casual collectors into overnight success stories. This is why the 1995D Roosevelt dime has become the center of attention for anyone hoping to strike it rich with pocket change. Right now, the conversation starts and ends with its value. Collectors are hunting aggressively for rare 1995 D dimes because error-driven examples in top-tier condition have reached extraordinary price levels. Even heavily circulated or dirty coins can still carry shocking value if they contain the right strike anomaly or minting flaw. In the rare coin market, the biggest paydays come from coins that escaped normal minting standards, and the 1995 D has produced some of the most dramatic errors of the decade. That's why every collector, investor, and casual hobbyist wants to know if they might have one sitting unnoticed at home. What makes this coin so thrilling is the combination of scarcity and unpredictability. Some ultra-rare 1995 D Roosevelt dimes carry doubled dies that distort the lettering or the portrait, while others show powerful off-center strikes or full torch details that push values into the stratosphere. Even coins found in dirty or unattractive condition can still command astonishing premiums if the underlying rarity is strong enough. These errors weren't meant to leave the Denver Mint, yet somehow a tiny handful slipped through, and those few survivors have become treasures worth chasing. The Roosevelt dime series has been circulating since 1946, but what makes the 1995 D stand out is the lack of early awareness. For years, collectors dismissed coins from the 1990s as common and boring, which allowed the rare pieces to sit unnoticed in drawers, jars, and boxes across America. Only recently have experts begun to recognize how dramatic and valuable certain 1995 D varieties are. This new attention has reshaped the market, turning an ordinary year into one of the most sought-after modern dime dates. The rise in modern era collecting has pushed the 1995 D Roosevelt dime even higher in value. Collectors are no longer focusing only on silver dimes or pre-1960 issues. Instead, the market now rewards dramatic minting mistakes, low-grade survivors of high-value varieties, and previously overlooked modern coins. Because of this shift, the rarest 1995 D coins are suddenly being treated like high-end collectibles with serious investment potential. When collectors fight over a coin, the price doesn't just rise, it explodes. The most shocking part is how ordinary these valuable dimes look at first glance. A dirty 1995 D dime sitting in a coffee could be hiding a five-figure error. A coin tossed aside years ago could contain a doubled die worth a fortune. Most people never look closely at their dimes, and that's exactly why so many valuable ones are still out there. The idea that a fortune can hide in plain sight makes this coin one of the most exciting treasures in circulation today. Market demand is another driving force behind its rising value. As more collectors realize how few confirmed high-grade error examples exist, competition grows fierce. Every time a rare 1995 D dime appears at auction, bidding wars break out, pushing prices higher. With each new sale, the legend of the coin grows, attracting more attention and more buyers. This creates a cycle where rarity feeds demand, and demand multiplies the value. The cultural appeal of the Roosevelt dime adds another layer that collectors appreciate. As one of America's most recognizable coins, it carries historical and symbolic weight. When a coin represents history, rarity, and financial opportunity all at once, it becomes irresistible. For many collectors, owning a rare 1995 D isn't just about the money. It's about capturing a piece of American minting history that shouldn't exist. What pushes this coin into the ultra-rare category is the sharp difference between common 1995 D coins and the few extraordinary ones that escape the mint's quality controls. Those errors, especially extreme doubled dies and bold off-center strikes, aren't minor or subtle. They're dramatic, visually striking mistakes that collectors immediately recognize as valuable. These are the coins that jump from pocket change to jaw-dropping prices, and these are the coins that keep collectors searching. The most captivating part of the 1995 D Roosevelt dime story is the mystery behind how so many valuable pieces slipped past the mint without being detected. Modern minting machinery is designed to catch even the smallest errors, yet a few extraordinary mistakes still made it into circulation. Some experts believe these coins may have been struck during fast production cycles where quality control wasn't as strict as usual. Others think the errors were so subtle at first glance that inspectors simply missed them. Whatever the reason, the result is the same. A tiny number of wild, dramatic errors escaped into the hands of everyday people. This sense of hidden rarity is what drives collectors to look closer. hoping they'll be the next person to stumble upon a life-changing dime. What makes this coin even more thrilling is how accessible it is. Unlike ancient coins locked away in museums or gold pieces held by elite investors, the 1995 Roosevelt dime is still out there in circulation. It shows up in grocery store change, in old coin rolls tucked away in drawers, or in jars of forgotten pocket money. The idea that a small, dirty dime found during an ordinary day could be worth thousands gives this coin a kind of magic. It turns the simple act of checking your change into a treasure hunt. Every collector and every beginner feels that excitement, because they know it only takes one incredible find to transform a simple moment into a story worth telling for years. As the market continues to grow, the rarest 1995 Roosevelt dimes are expected to rise even higher in price. Collectors are not just buying coins, they're investing in history, rarity, and potential future value. Each time a high-grade error example sells, it sets a new benchmark, raising expectations and pushing demand higher. In the world of rare coins, momentum is everything, and right now the momentum behind this dime is unstoppable. This is why experts encourage collectors to act fast, learn the details, and examine every coin closely. The 1995 Roosevelt dime has already proven it can create unbelievable success stories, and the next one might be waiting in the palm of someone's hand right now. This is why you should check every dime you have. Check the ones in your old piggy bank. Check the ones in the kitchen drawer. Check the ones you think are dirty or worthless. That single 1995 dime, sitting unnoticed for decades, might actually be a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. The kind of coin that changes everything. In today's market, rare American coins can reach prices that feel unbelievable, but they're real, and the 1995 Roosevelt dime stands among the most exciting discoveries. If you've ever wondered whether a small coin can hold unimaginable wealth, this is the coin that proves the answer is yes.